ASRA Phase 1 is about adaptive experimental memory formation. Before an agent can reason scientifically, it must learn to observe unknown worlds, act without assumed semantics, and remember what happened. Traditional AI often excels at static benchmarks, but real intelligence unfolds inside environments that change when we act. ASRA treats intelligence as adaptive experimentation in unknown environments. ASRA, the Adaptive Scientific Reasoning Architecture, is built for interactive scientific learning. Phase 1 does not memorize tasks. It builds the infrastructure to observe, experiment, and remember. Phase 1 is adaptive experimental memory formation. The agent watches frames, tests actions, compares states, logs transitions, builds a state graph, replays episodes, and exports datasets. ArcAGI 3 provides interactive grid worlds. Each frame is parsed into a normalized grid. Actions are available, but their semantics are not given. The agent must discover effects through experimentation. The Phase 1 pipeline connects an environment runner, frame parser, exploration policy, action execution, grid differencing, state hashing, episode logger, state graph, replay viewer, and dataset exporter into one reproducible system. Every step becomes a transition: state, action, next state, reward, terminal flag, and metadata. This is the atomic unit of experiential memory. Grid differencing highlights which cells changed, how much of the grid changed, and which colors appeared or disappeared. This is how ASRA sees action consequences. Identical grids always receive the same SHA-256 state hash. That stable identity powers the state graph, replay, and cycle detection. Transitions accumulate into a state graph. Nodes are unique states. Edges are actions with counts, rewards, and diff summaries. Exploration topology becomes visible. The baseline simple exploration policy prefers untested actions and new state hashes, avoids game over and cycles, and resets when dead-end scores grow high. Dead-end detection flags states where every action fails to escape, where grids stop changing, or where the agent loops among known states. The replay viewer walks step by step through episodes, showing grids before and after, diffs, rewards, and metadata. Memory becomes inspectable science. Phase 1 exports transitions as JSONL and Parquet, episode summaries as CSV, and the state graph as JSON for analysis, visualization, and future learning. ASRA can now interact, observe, compare, remember, replay, graph, and export. This is not hypothetical. Phase 1 built the memory layer. Phase 2 will infer action semantics. Phase 3 builds world models. Phase 4 invents strategies. Phase 5 pursues scientific reasoning, but all of it stands on Phase 1's memory. Before intelligence can reason, it must first learn to observe, experiment, and remember. ASRA Phase 1 is that foundation. This is the beginning of adaptive experimental intelligence.